Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. Coming at you with another deck profile. This time I'm updating my Machina deck. I think it's a really good deck. If you guys haven't picked up this structure deck, it's a really good one. One place you actually can pick this up from fairly cheap is on TCG Player, and I actually have an affiliate link in the description and the comments that if you guys use that, you will really help out the channel, and I would really appreciate it. Another thing, my Mermail deck is slowly coming together. Again, I ordered all of my cards for this from TCG Player. Cheapest place to get cards by far. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this deck profile. I've got some really cool, there's some new support for this that I added to the structure deck. So let's get right into it. Starting off with our really good boss monster, Machina Citadel. Basically, you don't mind drawing this card, but you prefer to have it in the grave. And you can special summon it if an Earth machine type monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect. When this is in the grave, you can just special summon it. And then when it's on the field, it's got a crazy effect. Quick effect, you just target a machine type monster you control, destroy it, and all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to that card. So say he's on the board and you target and destroy him, that's 3,000 attack. So any monster your opponent controls with 3,000 or less attack is getting destroyed, which is obviously most monsters because you can choose when to activate this. So really good card. Really awesome support for the Machina deck. And then a good way, if you actually draw it, of getting it to the grave is with Air Raider. Now, Air Raider, you just discard one other Machina monster, and you can special summon this card from your hand. It's a level 8, so that's really nice for some Xyz summoning. And then during your opponent's turn, another quick effect, you could target one machine type monster you control, special summon from your deck, another machine type with a different name and an equal or lower level, and then destroy that. So this is another way of getting another destruction so that you can then summon Citadel from the grave. So he is a really nice, easy one to get out. And then similar effect, Machina Irradiator. So again, you can summon him, or special summon him by discarding another Machina monster. And then you can target one machine type monster you control and special summon from your graveyard one Machina monster with a different name and an equal or lower level. So there's some cool combos you can do with all of these cards. Really awesome. And then a new card that came out a few sets ago, in Eternity Code, is Machina Metal Cruncher. He's good. I don't have him at 3. I have these guys at 3. He is another actually really good normal summon. He's got a high level. But if you control no face-up cards, you can normal summon this without tributing. Its original attack becomes 1,800. But then if it's normal or special summoned, which it's actually level 9. So if you happen to destroy a Citadel, which is a level 10, you can then summon Metal Cruncher off of like a Air Raider from the deck. So that's kind of cool there. But basically, when he's normal or special summoned, you can reveal 3 Earth machine type monsters from your deck, and then your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back into the deck. So sometimes if you really want a card like an Air Raider, you can sometimes just flat out add that to your hand if you just reveal 3 Air Raiders. So it's a cool card. It's definitely nice to have. And then 2 Possess Storage. He's a level 4. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target a Machina monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. And then you can target one other Machina you control and one spell and trap your opponent controls and return them to the hand. But mostly you're using him for combos, to special summon monsters from the grave. And actually he's gotten even better with a new card that just came out in Machina Re-Scavenger. Just one of him. He's not that great, but he is a level 4, and he has a quick effect where you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, or sorry, hand or field to the graveyard, and you can target a Machina monster you control, and it gains 1200 attack. So that's an easy way if you have, this in hand, say these two in hand, and you have another Machina on board, you can discard this, have it gain its attack, 1200 attack, and then normal summon possess storage to special summon the Scavenger, and then just go right into a rank 4. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, just definitely on one of. It's not that great. It doesn't help with any of your combos, but it does definitely help with OTKs. And then for some of the original Machinas, 3 gear frame. Basically, this is your one of your better normal summons. You just normal summon it, and you can add a Machina from your deck to your hand. It's also a union monster, so that sometimes comes up. And then 2 Machina Fortress. This is again another way of discarding, like a Citadel or whatever you need. You just discard machine type monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more, and you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. And it's got a couple destruction effects. You can look at those, but just a 2 of definitely helps. And then the only other machine types we play is kind of the Scrap Engine. This is probably your best normal summon. It's a toss-up between Gear Frame and Scrap Recycler, but basically you normal summon this or special summon it, and you can send 1 machine type monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then also, once per turn, you can shuffle 2 level 4 Earth machine type monsters from your graveyard into the deck, and then draw a card. But yeah, this is your way of sending Citadel, sending Fortress, sending a target for possess storage. It's a really, really good card. And that sending it to the graveyard is not once per turn. So definitely a good effect. And then we're also playing the 1 Scrap Golem, just for our Scrap Wyvern combo that can get you some cool stuff on board. Just kind of monsters on board to link up into whatever you need. That's kind of what I use it for in this budget version. But yeah, it's actually cheaper than it was. I believe it was even at like $10 at one time. Now you're looking like $4 to $5. Not too bad. And that's it for the monsters. The best spell by far is Redeployment. 2 effects, similar effects. You discard a card, and you can add 2 Machina monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. Or if you discard a Machina card, you can add 2 Machina cards with different names from your deck to your hand. So this, you're either adding Machina monsters or just Machina cards. Honestly, most of the time you're going to be wanting the monsters anyway, but it's cool to have that option of even being able to add, some of your spells or traps. It's kind of cool. And then 2 unauthorized reactivation. You just target a machine monster you control and equip 1 appropriate union monster from your hand or deck to that monster. But it cannot be special summoned that turn. So basically, you're just going to attach, where's that? Gear Frame, just for some really cool protection. And then if he's still on the board next turn, he'll be equipped to a monster. We'll say he's equipped to a Irradiator. And then your next turn, then you can special summon him to just get another monster on board. So that is pretty cool. I like it. And it's a quick play. So if you need to protect something. And then 2 Machina Defense Perimeter. While you control a level 7 or higher machine monster, which is, quite a few of your boss monsters especially, your opponent's monsters cannot target level 6 or lower machine monsters you control for attacks, and your opponent cannot target them with card effects. And then if a face-up machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 machine monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So kind of just, like I said, it's defense perimeter. Just a really nice defensive card for just kind of protecting your stuff, and then if something does get destroyed, you can add it back to your hand. So kind of cool. And then we're doing a lot of combos in this deck and a lot of searching. So Called by the Grave is obviously a little pricey, but it is, I feel, very important for this deck. So I play 3 of it. And then for some draw power, 2 Pot of Desires. Again, like most of my decks where I play Pot of Desires, all of your super important cards you're playing 3 of. So you shouldn't be banishing too many. You know, you might banish, obviously, you're like a Scrap Golem, but hopefully you'll get other really good combo pieces. And then Foolish Burial, that should be pretty obvious. We're trying to get like Citadel to the grave. Monster Reborn, again, you'll have monsters in the grave that you can hopefully special summon off of that. And then the amazing trap card, Machina, Overdrive. You just target a machine monster you control, special summon one from your deck with a different name, and destroy that targeted monster. So again, another way of just being able to destroy a monster on field so that you can special summon Citadel from the grave. And then again, it also gets a monster onto the field as well from the deck. And then you can also you could banish this card from your graveyard and target 3 of your machine monsters that are banished or in your graveyard. Shuffle them into the deck, and then draw a card. So 2 really, really good effects. Definitely like this card at 3. And again, playing Pot of Desires, so having this at 3 should not be an issue. Then on to the extra deck. One of the cooler cards with our little scrap engine is Scrap Wyvern, especially going second. I really, really like this card. Sorry, I shook the camera a little bit. Because you'll be able to pop a card, destroy 1 card on the field, and then you'll be able to link up into my main target is Borreload Dragon. So going second, I really like that scrap engine, and going first, you know, you'll be able to get some monsters on board. And then also going second, you could go into the Topologics fairly easily with the scrap combo. So really like this card. We also are playing 1 Platinum Gadget. You have the ability to go into it. Just requires 2 machine monsters, and you can special summon a level 4 lower machine type from your hand. So pretty good. Mrs. Radiant, just for gaining some attack for all your Earth monsters. 500 attack and 500 defense. Pretty good. And then just generic removal. Cerberus, Phoenix, Unicorn. You see it a lot in a lot of my decks because it's just so universal and it can break boards. Just these 3 cards by themselves. Really, really good cards. Trisbania, really nice. If you can make this and then be able to special summon a monster to a zone this card points to, so one of these downward pointing arrows, you can banish the monster that you summoned, and then as many spell and traps on the field as possible. So against, you know, spell and trap heavy decks that you're playing against, this will just decimate him. And then Topologic Bomber. Again, if you can manage to summon one of his bottom zones, you can destroy all monsters in the main monster zone. And then your other monsters cannot attack for the rest of this turn except him. But then if he attacks an opponent's monster, you inflict damage equal to that monster's original attack. So really, really cool card. And then the last link we play is just Borreload. Again, like I said, with like the scrap play, you can go into him very, very easily. And it's honestly a problematic card for a lot of decks because it cannot be targeted with monster effects. And then you can adjust the attack and defense of a monster. So it's just a great card. And then you'll be able to steal, if you at the start of the damage step, steal a monster. So cool card. And then our rank 4s that we play, Dugaris, 3 really good effects. You guys should know that by now. Baguska is the only other one I play. I either wanted like a combo card that can either, you know, draw and discard or special summon from the grave, or I just wanted a stall card. And this card, a lot of people have forgotten about it, I found, playing online especially, and it just kills a lot of decks. And then our 8s, playing our rank 8s, playing a Hope Harbinger, really nice, and then Lancelot. The main reason we're playing him is so that we can go into the spiders. They're kind of fun. You can't use their effects the turn, like especially Seven Sins, the turn he's summoned, but he's basically just a monster sitting on board that your opponent has to try to get rid of. And if they don't, you're going to be blowing up their whole field. So really cool card, cool little engine. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. Again, slowly getting cards for my Mermail deck, so you guys will see that one. But yeah, this is a really fun deck. The few cards that it got are good. You know, Metal Cruncher especially is really good addition. But yeah, try it out. You know, the scrap engine is not that expensive at all. Golem is $4 to $5, but otherwise, you know, Wyvern is super cheap, and then so are the recyclers. But yeah, hope you guys like that, and we'll catch you on the next one.